welcome to the Prep Zone. My name is Grant Yenny, and tonight we're here at Mandeville High School for Division I girls volleyball playoff action as Denham Springs travels to take on the Lady Skippers of Mandeville High School. I spoke with both coaches moments ago. Let's hear what they had to say, and we'll get to the action. Pre-game with Coach Schullingham. Coach, it's playoff time. What are you telling your girls coming into this matchup tonight?
We're just trying to stay steady and take care of the ball on our side. No matter who we play, we just need to make sure and maintain control throughout the whole match. We've been playing well so far in the last few weeks or so, and we just need to keep that going.
Yeah, you had that big win against Dutchtown. You feel your team's peaking right at the right time?
Yeah, I think so. We just need to keep it going. You know, we got to know that we're only as good as our last match, and we just have to stay hungry every single day, no matter who we have.
And what do you know about Denham Springs, and what's it going to take to beat them here tonight?
I know they're excited to be in playoffs. They're playing much better this year, and so they're going to be bringing their best tonight. I was told they have a very good setter. Haven't seen them play yet this year, but I know that they will bring their best here at Mandeville tonight. So we got to be ready.
Pre-game with Coach Doobie. Coach, it's the first time we're seeing your team in the Prep Zone this season. Can you give us a rundown on how your season's been?
It's been a little up and down roller coaster. We started off really slow, and then we kind of picked it up towards the end and put ourselves in the position to be in the playoffs.
And you're coming to Mandeville to play the number 5 seed. What's it going to take to get a victory here tonight?
I think a lot of heart, a lot of defense. I mean, I've done a little scouting on what Mandeville has, and from what I hear is, they hit. So we're going to have to play a lot of defense and put some offense with that defense.
So Shelby Prest serving first to lead off here for Denham Springs. It's Ashlyn Anderson with the tip there. That goes up and down, and Mandeville is on the board first here in this Division I playoff matchup. Mandeville leading 1-0, and back goes Gabby Ouz to serve for the Lady Skippers. Oh, and nearly getting back over, slammed down by Anderson. Dig there. Setting up Pierce, tip over. Anderson setting Gomez. Hit back, Bonner with the dig. Pushed over by Gomez. Heads up awareness there by Sydney Mayo. 3-year starter for Coach Doobie. Gomez looking outside for Pierce. Pierce, big hit. Wow, not letting the ball hit the floor. Big hit over, good diving save there by Burns. Pierce blocked at the net. And Denham Springs on the board, 1-1, ending the rally. So with 1-1, that brings up Sydney Mayo, senior captain for Coach Doobie. She serves this one over. Diving save there by Marquez. Pierce. Back set. That went over and to the floor, and Denham Springs has taken the lead as that was just out of reach, going for the diving save. And Sydney Mayo continuing to serve. Went up and over. Good communication from Burns calling for it, and Pierce too much on it. Sends that one long, makes it 3-1 for the Lady Jackets. Hitting the tape there. Good job by Bonner getting under that one as it was a shallow serve. Oh, and that one, she caught it at the top of it. It was almost chest high when she hit it, and that one goes straight to the ground. She was almost too hesitant to hit it, and that's what you saw, that lack of power behind it. That gets the ball back over to the Lady Skippers to serve, and Ashlyn Anderson sends it over. Pierce. Pierce hit it high on the ball, sending it forward into the net, making it 4-2 for Denham Springs here in the first set. Sophie Faircloth with the serve. Anderson outside, big hit there by Lacombe. Set up, hit across and in that back left corner. Go by Watson, a senior for Denham Springs, and it's 5-2, Denham Springs leading here in the first. Faircloth serving once again. Faircloth, a junior. Lacombe with the free ball. back set, big hit over. Side Lacombe. There's Watson, Bonner. And they're going to call the double hit on the Lady Skippers. Makes it 6-2 Denham Springs here in the first. Faircloth serve there. This one high up. And that's an ace. And they'll have a timeout on the floor as Denham Springs leads 7-2 here in the first. 7-2 coming out of that timeout. Faircloth still serving for the Lady Jackets. Here's Anderson setting Gomez in the big hit there. Mayo able to get under it. Pushed over, the change of pace there. Well done, veteran move by Shelby Prest, the senior four-year varsity starter, first team all-district last year. A veteran move, changing up the pace, finding a spot on the court and tipping it to it. Free ball over Gomez. Hit in there. Caught it too late as Peyton Watson hit that one late, hits it into the net. That makes it 8-3, but the Lady Jackets still lead here early in the first set. Pierce. Pushed over, met at the net. Good job there by Lacombe. Pierce sending a free ball over. Procassi. Anderson outside. Procassi again blocked down at the net. And number 24, Destiny Nasri, a junior for Coach Doobie, meeting that one. And it's 9-3 Denham Springs here early. That brings up Olivia Alexander, a senior for Denham Springs, to serve it. Anderson back set. Lacombe tipped off the fingertips and out. For the kill, Maddie Lacombe, a senior for Coach Schulingkamp, as that was just mishandled, went off the fingertips and rolled out of bounds here near where we're broadcasting. Service over by Marquez. Back set, big hit. Did a good job getting under it by Pierce. Anderson sets Oos, and that, well, we had conflicting decisions from the line judges, but the point goes to the Lady Skippers as Gabby Oos hit that ball right on the line. 9-5 Denham Springs. Big hit across, and the kill there by Watson, beating the block there as the arms were straight up in the air rather than over the net, and ricocheted down to the floor. 10-5 Denham Springs here in the first. Anderson to Oos. There you see Prest tipping it back over. Procassi, a laser shot. Denham Springs able to get under it. Pierce calling for it, getting it back to Procassi. Prest. And Anderson to Procassi. This one up to the ceiling, and yeah, that came down with a lot of force as it ricocheted off the ceiling and came back down to the floor. A diving effort there from Dunham and Alexander trying to get under it to dig it back up, but it came down with such force that they couldn't react in time. So 10-6 here in the first as Burns serves over. Back set, tip, and to the floor. She beat the block of Oos and Procassi. Makes it 11-6, and really she went up, had good vision, and was able to hit it in the direction of an open spot on the floor. Service over, tip down and to the floor. Nobody guarding the right side of the court for the Lady Skippers as Anderson crashed into the middle of the net, leaving that area vulnerable, and it was just tipped to the side. Procassi with the free ball. Mayo, big hit. Anderson, Oos, tip. from the back row, Pierce. And they're gonna say 4 hits on the Lady Skippers. That makes it 13-6 here in the first. As Claire Button, a sophomore libero, continues to serve for the Lady Jackets. Big hit, Oos to the floor. And you see Burns trying to fire up her team, saying, let's use this point. 7. Caroline Bonner, service over. Big hit from Mayo. Anderson outside looking for Pierce. Big hit and rolls down the net. So that one, a lot of power behind it. Not enough height to get it over. Makes it 14-7 here in the first. Anderson, Pierce. Over looking for Mayo. Free ball from Pierce. And a free ball from Denham Springs. Burns diving for it. Now both teams just trading free balls. Oh, and a mistimed jump there. Keeping a good attitude about it. A mistimed jump from Faircloth. She couldn't get a swing off. The ball goes back over to Mandeville. Makes it 14-8. As Denham Springs leads. Gabius, a powerful serve. And that's called out. So a point for Denham Springs makes it 15-8 here in the first as Sadie Gomez checks back in. Bonner with the dig, tipped over by Anderson, but pressed. Fields it cleanly. And Pierce, it looked like she got under that, but just with her fingertips and wasn't able to get the power that she needed to get it back over. So it's 16-8 here in the first as Denham Springs leads, and we have a timeout on the floor. Sydney Mayo, service over. Anderson, big hit from Gomez to the floor. Coming out of the timeout, swinging. That'll make it 16-9. Denham Springs leading. It brings up Ashlyn Anderson, the sophomore setter, to serve over. Pressed, back set, big hit. Punched back over by Anderson. And a free ball by Prest. And Pierce to the floor, laser shot. Right there between Mayo and Button for the kill. 16-10, Mandeville looking to close the gap and rally back here in the first. As Denham Springs has started off with a commanding lead. Big hit there by Denham Springs. Bonner gets under it. The big hit from Pierce again, tipped him to the floor. Pierce again, a lot of power behind that one. 16-11. As Anderson continues to serve for the Lady Skippers. Pressed, back set, hit over, diving save by Anderson. And Pierce slaps it over. So when a free ball. Now Pierce tipped over. Pressed, back set again. Dumped back down on top of him. Sadie Gomez and Taylor Pierce to the floor. Makes it 16-12 as Mandeville has come out firing on all cylinders coming out of that timeout. And Anderson with the ace there. As Button didn't have her hands in the right position, and now Coach Doobie will take a timeout as Denham Springs leads 16-13 here in the first. 16-13 Denham Springs. Mandeville battling back as Ashlyn Anderson continues to serve. This one hit over. Anderson, back set, tipped over by Lacombe for the kill. Point for Mandeville, 16-14. As Mandeville looking to close the gap. Big hit over Anderson. Mayo from beyond the attack line, and that goes to the floor. Gomez didn't have any support to her right. 17-14 Denham Springs. Faircloth serves this one over. Anderson, and dumped back down by Kaylee Dunham, a sophomore hitter for Denham Springs. 18-14, Denham Springs now leading. Faircloth continuing to serve, and that one, a service error, goes into the net. And Procassi checks in, but it brings back Taylor Pierce. The sophomore outside hitter comes in to serve. Tipped over. And outside Procassi, a big hit. Button, pressed, and hit over. Wow, that was a laser shot from Kaylee Dunham. Over on that far side, big hit there. Makes it 19-15 Denham Springs. So Olivia Alexander up to serve. Procassi met at the net, but Pierce is there. And Pierce beyond the attack line. Pressed. Procassi with the tip now. And Denham Springs playing a little too far off that front line. So the front line was right at the net. Procassi able to tip it over him. And nobody close enough to play the ball as it hits the floor. Couldn't close the gap quick enough. And a double hit called on the Lady Skippers. Makes it 20-16 here in the first. Dunham with the service. Big hit. Oos blocked at the net, popped up by Procassi. This one, Procassi looking to tip it over, and that's in. 21-16. Kaylee Dunham back to serve once again. Slaps that one over. A lot of speed behind it. And a good job by Lacombe to get that one back inside. Mayo. Anderson, big hit from Oos. And it was tipped up at the net by the Yellow Jackets. Dunham not close enough there to give support behind. The ball rolls off of that front line fingertips and to the floor. 21-17. Service from Burns. Pressed over to Mayo. Procassi pressed outside to Mayo. Once again, the two captains for Coach Doobie's squad. Oos went to tip it up and over and just didn't get the direction on it that she wanted. Ended up going toward the official on the judges' stand rather than over the net. 22-17, Denham Springs. Button, service over. Tipped by Anderson and out of reach of three Denham Springs players. And Button, Alexander, and Dunham, 22-18. And bringing up Caroline Bonner to serve for the Lady Skippers. Bonner, service over. Tipped up by Mayo, pressed, pushing it over. Bonner gets under it. Big hit from Pierce to the floor. A laser shot from the sophomore Taylor Pierce. Pierce, a second-year starter for Coach Schulenkamp. As is Ashlyn Anderson. Popped up. Mayo, big hit, met at the net. And, Pierce sends that one too much on it, sends it sailing out. 23-19 Denham Springs. Pressed. Pierce blocked at the net to the floor there by Faircloth. And Nasri getting way up there, shoulder to shoulder, arms up and out, blocking it down to the floor. And we're at set point here in the first set. It's Prest service over. Anderson, ooze, wow. Good job by Prest getting under that one. And the free ball over for Denham Springs. Anderson, Pierce, and Button went to save that one, but so much power behind it that even though Button dove for it and tried to pop it back up, it goes sailing out of bounds. 24-20, a fired up gym here at Mandeville High School. Button able to get that one up. Mayo with the hit and tipped off the fingers of Bonner and out of bounds. And Denham Springs will take the first set 25-20. So Bonner to kick off set 2 here at Mandeville High School in the Division I playoff matchup with Denham Springs. Denham just took set 1. Mandeville looking to bounce back and equalize. As Pierce hits that one over, and Mandeville gets on the board first. As Taylor Pierce sends that one over out of reach of Claire Button. So Bonner continuing to serve. Bonner slaps that one over, a lot of force behind it. Pierce dumps it down on top of Prest. 2-0. Mandeville continuing to serve Bonner. That one pulled left and out of bounds. So Denham Springs on the board, 2-1. The lefty serves this one over and popped up Anderson outside. And say the double hit called on Mandeville, so now tied back up at 2 apiece. Shelby Prest continuing to serve. One of the senior captains for Coach Doobie. Popped up by Mayo, the other senior captain. Set, big hit there, and that's in right at the back line. And Denham Springs has reclaimed the lead 3-2. Pressed this one back over. Dumped down and to the floor by Sydney Mayo. Read that one the whole way. Good eyes, a veteran move by the 3-year starter. Makes it 4-2. Big hit, Pierce. Get under that one and out of the way. And a free ball. Ooze. Ooh, a lot of power behind that one. As Kaylee Dunham went for it and it hit her arm, but too much power behind it as it goes sailing back to that back wall. Makes it 4-3. Zeus, the jump serve, pulls left and ends up over there by Mr. Bundy in the stands. And that makes it 5-3 Denham Springs. And brings up Sydney Mayo. Mayo service over, dug up by Marquez. Met at the net. Anderson tried to tip it over, and she's met by Sophie Faircloth. 6-3 Denham Springs. Anderson, big hit, Gomez out of bounds. Ricocheting off the hands of Faircloth and Dunham. Out of bounds, points for the Lady Skippers. 6-4 here in the second. Service over by Anderson. Pressed, back set, big hit. And good job by Gomez reaching out, hit that one back over. And that one blocked down, Gomez and Pierce at the net. Mandeville looking to tie it up here. As Ashlyn Anderson serves is 6-5. Pressed. Big hit, blocked down. Whoa, good job by Denham Springs to beat that one. Gomez once again, and up. A good job by Gomez. Double effort there. Blocked it down once, they got it back up. Gomez saw it coming and blocked it right back down again and ties it up at 6 apiece. But there, the service error goes out of bounds. Makes it 7-6, Denham Springs. Brings up Faircloth, and that one goes into the net. Tied up once again. 7-7. Brings up Taylor Pierce to serve for the Lady Skippers. This one up to the rafters, pressed, and tipped, blocked down by Lacombe. As they were going for the change of pace to try and tip it over, and Lacombe was having none of it, slams it right back down on top of Denham Springs, and the Skippers have taken the lead 8-7. Pressed back over, and Procassi to the ground. 9-7. Check that. They call that a point for Denham Springs as she hit the net. So 8-8. And that service error goes into the net there, Olivia Alexander. And that's something you didn't see a lot of in that first set from Denham Springs. Not only did they not serve it into the net, but just very limited mistakes in general. So 9-8 Lady Skippers. Tipped over, and Procassi got her hand on it before it went out of bounds. 9-9 as they're trading points now. Service over. Anderson outside Procassi, and did not catch that one at its highest point. That one goes into the net. And checking in for Mandeville, Cassidy Curlin. Anderson outside, Curlin diving, pressed, gets it back. This one needs to get over, and they get it there. Good effort there by the senior. Oos, and a powerful hit from Oos. Gets past Alexander. As it kind of caught her looking, she picked the left side, and it was to the right. 11-9. Service over, Burns popped up, Mayo tips it over, but Burns is there waiting. Tipped back over, pressed, slaps it over. Pressed, and they're gonna, out touched there. Makes it 12-9, Denham Springs. Brings up Claire Button. Button serves over. Oos with the free ball. Popped up Anderson outside. Curlin again, big hit. Punched over. Big hit by Curlin again. Mandeville, both teams not letting it hit the ground. Button and tipped over, wow. Anderson, Oos to the floor. And when they're able to get that perfect set and hit, or set and swing, rather, it's hard to stop the speed and power of the sophomore Gabby Oos. 11-11 here in the second as Caroline Bonner serves it over, and that's an ace for Bonner. 12-11, that gives the Lady Skippers the lead once again. As Caroline Bonner continues to serve for the Lady Skippers. Service over. Tipped up. Anderson, Oos, tip behind, and they're just out of reach. We've seen that a couple times tonight where you'll get it past that first row. And that second row too far off, it opens up a hole for them to put the ball right into, and that makes it 13-11 Lady Skippers. Too much on that one. 14-11. And Coach Doobie takes a timeout as Mandeville leads 14-11 here in the second. Bonner continuing to serve coming out of the timeout. 14-11 Lady Skippers. This one pressed, setting. And they're going to say 4 hits on Denham Springs. 15-11 Lady Skippers. Bonner, service, hits the tape, and over. Touched there by Mayo. 16-11, Lady Skippers. Bonner, powerful service over there. Having to work it back inside. Prest gets it over. Anderson, Pierce. Prest setting outside looking. Mayo tips it over and just beating the block of Oos and Anderson as they went up. That's good vision. Tipping it to the left and to the floor. And it's 16-12. And bringing up Shelby Prest to serve. Anderson, Oos. That's what I was telling you about. When they can get that set and swing on it, it's hard to stop. As that one, they tried to dig it up, and it shanked out into the Mandeville cheering section, making it 17-12 for the Lady Skippers. Oos, jump serve over. Dumped down by Taylor Pierce. And they're perfect. Patience there, waiting on it as it went up. She jumped up, was able to dump it down before Denham Springs could react. 18-12. Golly, an ace. A lot of power there. (19-12). Oos, service over, and that's another ace for Gabby Oos. And Mandeville is in fuego. 20-12 here in the second. Oos service over, pressed. Mayo hit over, and it was tipped. 20-13, and back over to Denham Springs to serve. And that'll bring up the senior captain, Sydney Mayo. Bonner with the dig. Anderson tipped it over. And she's so good at that. Does it in every match that we've called this season. She's able to catch teams off guard, change up the pace. They're expecting her to set it. And instead able to tip it over and catch everybody off guard for points for Mandeville. Gomez again, and that one out of bounds off the hand of Mayo. 22-13, and Coach Doobie will take a timeout. Here is it's Mandeville 22, Denham Springs 13 here in the second. Anderson, there, that service goes into the net for the service error. 22-14. Back over to Denham Springs to serve Sophie Faircloth. That one up and over. Bonner. Anderson back set, looking for Gomez. Sends a free ball over. And the big hit there from Watson. Gomez trying to tip the ball over and didn't catch it at the right point. And didn't get a lot of power behind it. That one falls to the floor, making it 22-15. Lady Skipper still leading. Anderson outside. Lacombe tipped over to the floor as Prest couldn't get there in time for the Lady Jackets. And in goes Cassidy Curlin. It's 23-15 Lady Skippers, and Taylor Pierce up to serve. The big hit blocked back by Gomez and Curlin. Big hit there. Button. Gomez to the floor, right on the sideline, here near side for the kill, and it's set point here in the second set as the Lady Skippers lead 24-15. Pierce met at the net and to the floor where Cassidy Curlin. 25-15. Lady Skippers take set two. Kicking off game three, Shelby Prest serving over for Mandeville, and Anderson tips that one over right off the bat, making it 1-0 Lady Skippers, and That second set was all Lady Skippers, 25-15, so now tied up 1 apiece. This is a pivotal set here. Lady Skippers looking to take the lead, and way too much power on that one from Gabby Oos. That one goes sailing past the back line. It's 1-1. Mayo, dig from Bonner. Anderson back set the slide from Gomez to the floor. 2-1 Lady Skippers, and Ashlyn Anderson up the serve. Anderson too much on it. Sends it sailing past the back line. Back-to-back service errors for the Lady Skippers. It's 2-2 here in the third. And Sophie Faircloth up to serve for Denham Springs. Back set, Anderson, big hit, Pierce to the floor. A laser shot there, leaving that left side wide open. And that's what Taylor Pierce brings to this team, laser shots, strength, speed, and vision. And only a sophomore. Pressed outside. Sadie Gomez tipping that one over and out of reach of Mayo. That one to the floor. 4-2 Lady Skippers here in the third as Pierce continues to serve. Popped up, free ball over, and that's in. Right on that far sideline. It's out of reach of Pierce, making it 4-3 Lady Skippers. Olivia Alexander serving for the Lady Jackets. Anderson back to Pierce beyond the attack line, and there, caught it on the descent. Didn't catch it at its highest point. Sends that one into the net. Tied up at 4 apiece. And Anderson tips it over to Gomez, who finishes it to the floor. 5-4 Lady Skippers. In comes Gabby Oos. Madeline Marquez, a freshman, with the service over, an ace for Marquez. So 6-4 Lady Skippers here in the third. Marquez continues to serve. Back set from Prest. Big hit there. Marquez punches it up into the rafters, and when it hit off the ceiling, it changed the trajectory as they were watching it. And the ball came down to the court, not in an area where they were expecting it to finish up. 6-5. Anderson, big hit, Procassi down the line. And they're gonna say in, so that'll tie it up. Check that. That'll extend the lead 7-5. Lady Skippers as Burns goes back to serve. Ashley Burns, one of 2 seniors on Coach Turingham's squad, and that's an ace for Burns. 8-5 Lady Skippers. We got Ashley Burns and Maddie Lacombe, the 2 seniors for the squad this year. Burns, wow, a powerful serve over, another ace for the senior. (9-5) Burns, that's in. Right there on that far sideline, just in. Makes it 10-5, 3 aces in a row for the senior Burns. Service over there, Prest popping this one up. Mayo hits it and deflected out of bounds. 10-6. Lady Skippers lead. Ball goes back over to Denham Springs to serve. And that brings up Claire Button. Dug up by Burns. Anderson, Oos, out of bounds. Too much power on it, makes it 10-7 as Denham Springs looks to battle back. Only a 3-point deficit. So Button, too much power on that one. Sends it sailing out of bounds, hitting the back wall. Out comes Procassi, checking back in is Caroline Bonner to serve for the Lady Skippers. As the Lady Skippers lead 11-7 here in the third. Bonner service over. Back set looking for Mayo to the floor. Back right corner. 11-8. Shelby Prest serves over. Marquez with the dig. Anderson tips it over and caught her again. Anderson, a sophomore, but excellent vision for just being a sophomore, and excellent volleyball IQ. Mayo beating the block there as it went through the arms of Gomez and Pierce there. Not quite shoulder to shoulder. That makes it 12-9 Lady Skippers. Mayo serving over Bonner. Anderson went for the tip again. And the big hit by Denham Springs. Anderson, tipped by Pearson to the floor by Sophie Faircloth. (12-10) Lady Skippers. But Denham Springs battling back. Mayo, service hits the tape. Anderson, Gomez. And Press sends the free ball over. Pierce blocked down and to the floor there by Nasseri and Faircloth. Denham Springs is within one of the Lady Skippers here in the third. Mayo, service over. And down, Ashlyn Anderson getting way up there, slamming it back down on top of Denham Springs. So 13-11, Lady Skippers leading here in the third set. We have an official timeout for a second there. Service over, Anderson popped up, and that will be an ace for Anderson as the ball rolled off Button's arm, went up into the rafters, and came right back down. So 14-11. Anderson serves this one over. Popped up. Bonner over by Anderson. And that one into the net by Dunham. I tell you what, though, this Shelby Prest plays with absolute intensity, and she's all over the court. Great job by the four-year starter for Denham Springs and their senior captain. Anderson to the slide, Gomez. Anderson back set, hit over by Lacombe. And that one goes into the net. As it was hit kind of awkwardly, she was kind of off balance when she made contact, when Prest made contact with it. I think 16-11. Prest, outside, big hit, blocked down. Gomez and Lacombe. And that out of bounds as Mayo unable to get far enough under it. The momentum going forward, hits it out of bounds, makes it 17-11 as Anderson continues to serve. Set up by Prest, big hit, down and to the floor for the kill by Kaylee Dunham, the sophomore outside hitter for Coach Doobie. Faircloth, service over. Anderson, Gomez, big hit up to the rafters here, excuse me, up to the bleachers here. 18-12 Lady Skippers. Taylor Pierce. Service over, and that's out of bounds as that one pulled left. The service error. Makes it 18-13 and brings up Olivia Alexander to serve. Alexander, service over, and that's an ace for Alexander as Percassi unable to handle that one cleanly. It goes out of bounds to the left. 18-14 here in the third. Lady Skippers still lead, but Denham Springs looking to battle back. Good diving save by Anderson, getting that one up. Big hit there by Watson. 18-15 Lady Skippers. Alexander service over. Procassi will go in the wrong direction for Denham Springs and to the floor. 19-15 Lady Skippers brings up the freshman Madeline Marquez. Marquez service over. Pressed, trying to catch him off guard. Anderson, Oos! Denham Springs playing off the net, a little bit off the net, and Oos sends it right down to the floor in front of him. 20-15. Pressed outside, big hit. And that one to the floor. The kill for Kaylee Dunham. It's at 20-16. Anderson, Oos to the floor. Powerful swing of Oos. Burns checks in. Ashley Burns to serve for the Lady Skippers. And too much on that one. 21-17. Lady Skippers here in the third. Brings up Claire Button, the sophomore for Denham Springs to serve. Coming out, Procassi gets it back inside. It would have been 4. So Anderson lets it fall, 21-18. Button, a lot of power behind that serve. Shanked right, and a free ball over by Marquez. Procassi. Big hit there and hits the antenna off of Oos. Makes it 21-19. Denham Springs within 2 here in the third set. Button service over Marquez. Anderson, Oos to the floor. And Procassi coming out. Caroline Bonner checks in to serve. 22-19 here in the third. Bonner service over. The big hit there, beating the block, is Sophie Faircloth. 22-20. Pressed, service over. Anderson, a big hit from Pierce. Press trying to catch him off guard, pushing it over. And Pierce again blocked down. And Destiny Nasri gets so excited. The gum she had in her mouth came out and hit the floor. But a fired up Denham Springs squad here within 1 of the Lady Skippers as Mandeville leads 22-21 here in the third. So Prest serving coming out of the timeout is 22-21. Lady Skippers, Pierce tips that one over Button, and the Lady Skippers make it 23-21. Denham Springs unable to control that one. Off the change of pace tip from Pierce. 23-21 here in the third. Oos serves that one over. Prest back set, look for Mayo. And that's, wow, right at the back line. Now, well, I would have said good eye if that had gone out, but that one gets down right inside the line, 23-22. Mayo is looking to tie this one up. Anderson, Pierce tips it over. May award the point to the Lady Skipper, saying it hit the ground. Denham thought they got it up, but the whistle had already blown. Backline playing a little too far off there and leaving open a wide open gap. So we're here at set point here in the third. Big hit there. Popped up, diving for it. Ooh, a collision. But a point for Denham Springs. Makes it 24-23 as we're at set point 2 here in the third set. And Faircloth, service over, too much on it. And that will end the third set as Mandeville takes it 25-23. So Bonner to serve to kick off set 4 for the Lady Skippers. Pressed, back set for Mayo, big hit. Hit across Mayo once again. Anderson, Pierce to the floor. Beating the block of Prest and Faircloth. So 1-0 Lady Skippers, and look, the mission is clear here for Denham Springs here in the fourth. Win this one or your season's over. And that one, an ace for Caroline Bonner. Mandeville up 2-0. Very pivotal one for the Lady Yellow Jackets, looking to force a game 5. And Lady Skippers looking to close this one out. Now in a big swinging hit to the floor, Sophie Faircloth, the junior, for Coach Doobie. Denham Springs on the board here in the fourth. Mandeville leading 2-1. The lefty serves this one over. Anderson with the tip, catching him off guard to the floor. You had 3 players diving for it and hitting the floor right before they could get there, making it 3-1 for the Lady Skippers. Service over Oos, and that's in. An ace for Oos. 4-1 Lady Skippers. Oos, powerful serve there, but not enough contact under the ball to get the loft that she needed. And that one goes into the net. 4-2 Lady Skippers. Anderson, Pierce, big hit. Wow, a laser shot there. Can't haul that one in. Denham Springs as it goes way up there into the Mandeville bleachers. Makes it 5-2. Lady Skippers here in the fourth. Back set, pressed, tip to the floor. Gomez and Pierce blocking it down. So 6-2 Lady Skippers. Anderson serves this one over. Swing, and a powerful swing there for Dunham as Lacombe and Gomez went up for the block. It hit him and fell down to the floor, making it 6-3. Anderson, Gomez tipped over, tipped it again. Gomez, that time puts it on top of him. 7-3. Lady Skippers out to a quick start here in the fourth. And this brings up Taylor Pierce serving over, and that one pulled left and out of bounds over there in front of the Mandeville bleachers, making it 7-4 for the Lady Skippers, but back over to the Lady Yellow Jackets to serve. Brings up Olivia Alexander, a senior for Coach Doobie, as that serve goes into the net. 8-4. Mandeville leading and bringing up the freshman, Madeline Marquez, to serve. Anderson to Lacombe. Tipped over by Prest. Anderson, Oos. Beating that block there of Prest and Watson. Two seniors up front. For Marquez, one of two freshmen on varsity. Tipped up by Anderson. Marquez diving for that one. This one needs to get over. Marquez gets it there. And Prest looking to catch him off guard. And this one needs to go. Does Lacombe get it there? Yes. Up and over the fingertips of Oos. Just tipped over and out of reach of any other Lady Skipper players. 9-5 Lady Skippers. Popped up by Marquez and dumped back down by Prest, but Marquez, good job of keeping that one alive. Prest out over to Mayo. Big hit Brocassi. And tipped out. So 10-5, Lady Skippers lead. And in comes Ashley Burns. Tip went up and tipped over by Prest. So that'll bring up Claire Button, the sophomore libero, to serve for Denham Springs. And good job Anderson getting up there. Anderson, Oos, tipped over. Good vision there by the sophomore to tip that one over. Oos also a second-year starter for the Lady Skippers. Bonner, and that's an ace. Another ace on the night for Caroline Bonner. (12-6), Lady Skippers lead. Bonner service over again. And a free ball. Back set, Anderson for Oos. Pierce, laser shot, beating the block there. As both of them had their arms up, it split defenders, went through and to the floor, 13-6. Big hit. The freshman gets there. Pierce. Big hit from Mayo. Prest. Anderson and Oost gets it over. Neither team letting this one hit the ground. Oost tips it up and over and in. Just getting it over the head of Mayo and no one backing her up. And Coach Doobie will take a timeout as Mandeville leads 14-6 here in the fourth. 14-6, Mandeville leading. Coming out of the timeout, Caroline Bonner serving. Prest able to get it back inside and punched over by Mayo. Pierce. Oh, and that was caught by Prest as that one came down. 15-6, Lady Skippers. Caroline Bonner continuing to serve. Powerful service over. Back set, Prest, Mayo. Blocked back by Pierce. 16-6 Lady Skippers. This one up at the net, press, tips it up and over. And 16-7. Lady Skippers lead as Shelby pressed. It's up to serve. Pierce there for the dig. Big hit, Oos, laser shot. Powerful shot to the floor. (17-7). Commanding lead for the Lady Skippers here in the fourth. And there an ace for Gabby Oos. 18-7. The Oos. Service over. Dug it by Button. Mayo. Oh, and Pierce a little late on that one. She allowed that to get too close in. Didn't hit it soon enough. But still, Lady Skippers with a 10-point lead, 18-8 here in the fourth. Bonner getting that one back over. And pressed. Gomez just mistimed the jump there. Mistimed the jump and the swing, and that one goes into the net. It makes it 18-9, Lady Skippers. Mayo, service over. Anderson with the tip, and Denham Springs unable to respond. Makes it 19-9. The cheering section for the Lady Skippers fired up here in this first round playoff matchup. A big hit there in the kill for Kaylee Dunham, the sophomore outside hitter. And a testament to Coach Doobie's coaching for Denham Springs. They don't have competitive volleyball until 9th grade up in Denham Springs. So no junior high program or rec as that one goes sailing out. Coach Doobie gets them in good position to succeed and play very competitively here in this matchup as they forced a fourth game against the Lady Skippers, who are the 5th seed coming into this matchup. Mandeville leads 20-10 here in this one as they look to close it out and move on in the playoffs. And there the kill for Gomez makes it 21-10. But for not having the resources available to train up from a very young age, the girls to play volleyball and having to start in 9th grade competitively, Coach Doobie's put together a really, really excellent team. Makes it 22-10. Wow, a laser shot from Pearson. That one pulls left and out of bounds. So 22-11 here in the fourth. And service over. Alexander, Anderson, Gomez tipped back. Gomez gets it up. Anderson outside for Procassi. A big hit there. Gomez has to send the free ball over. And pressed. Anderson. In a battle at the net. Big hit, Procassi tipped away into the back wall. 23-11, Lady Skippers. And we have a timeout on the floor as Mandeville leads 23-11 here in the fourth. 23-11 coming out of the timeout with Madeline Marquez serving. Hit over there by Dunham. Oh, and a communication error there as that falls in front of Marquez, Lacombe, and Oos. (23-12). Service over, good job by Pierce getting that one up. Lacombe pushed over, and Pierce can't get there diving for it. What a good effort. 23-13, Lady Skippers. Kaylee Dunham serving, and a service error. So now we're at match point here in the fourth. Lady Skippers 24, Denham Springs 13. Service over, Ashley Burns. Pressed. Mayo. Procassi. Oos tips it over. The big hit from Oos. Mayo. Pierce and Procassi swing. Met at the net. Denham Springs able to get it back over. Anderson outside looking for Procassi, slapping it over. Mayo sends that one over. Anderson tips it over, and the Lady Skippers win the match to move on in the state playoffs. 25-13, they take it in 4, and they'll move on to play the winner of Hahnville and Sulphur in the regional round. So let's send a thank you to those who helped bring you this match, starting with our superintendent, Mr. Trey Folse, Director of Broadcasting, Dr. Melody Menard, cameraman, editor, and coordinator of Channel 13, Dave the Rave Williams. So for Mandeville High School, where the Mandeville High Lady Skippers defeat Denham Springs in 4 to move on to the regional round of the state playoffs. My name is Grant Yenny. Good night. You are now leaving the Prep Zone.